All right, good evening, everyone. This is Will, Xticle Style on Xbox Live, Steam's Clockwork Orange. Just playing a little Chivalry Medieval Warfare. Kind of been drumming up some excitement for this game, especially on the group Fanboys of Gaming. I know people are really curious about it, want to see it in action, see what people think about it. I am absolutely in love with this game. Been playing it for about 6 months on PC, which you'll be seeing it on today. Forgive me if the visuals are a bit subpar. My PC is not a fantastic rig, but it allows me to record, commentate, and all that good stuff. So today I'll be showing you just a bit of an intro here. Just to preface, this is not a highlight reel. You're not going to be seeing any, I mean, you might if I just am doing just absolutely lights out. However, I just really want to show off the four main classes, their loadouts, their abilities, and a bit of gameplay here. So we'll jump right in. First up is the Archer, featured both with a longbow, short bow, different levels of crossbow, javelin, slings. They are the ranged expert here. They have a variety of short single-hand weapons for when things get, absolutely disgusting, and a variation of different arrows, shields like pavises, which are totally historically accurate. Just a lot of different ways to customize, play, and kill people from afar. I am not good with the Archer, but let's give it a shot anyway and see what we got here. This is just a standard team deathmatch. All games run on red team versus blue team, so if you are on the red team, you are always killing the blue team. If you are on the blue team, you are always killing the red team. That can be a little bit confusing for folks more used to traditional first-person shooter, where red often indicates an enemy, but not in this one. You have to be aware of which team you're actually on and which team you're actually fighting against. So, without further ado, we got some red guys here. I'm not actually sure if that hit him, but there again, I am not a great archer, and this guy apparently is, though. You can see he is just rocking it there. I believe he has a short bow. Yeah, not real great with the mouse here. There again, that is strictly my own fault. I am not a great archer. Although I did actually just kill that guy. So hey, headshot too. So I feel pretty good about that. You guys are witnessing history. This may be just with that one kill the best I've ever done. So let's see if I can get another one here. Oh, I did get another one. Hey, like I say, you guys are seeing it here in motion. I might have just figured out how to play an archer. You do have a finite amount of arrows shown down in the lower right hand side, so you can't really just spam arrows deep and throw them out wherever, but if you're not shooting arrows, you are not arching properly. So, oh, and then I just got that guy too. He did not die, but he's running. And, oh, so that's the end of the round. Apologies, we'll have to pick it up on the next one, though I did go 2-0 with the Archers, so we'll let that end on a good note there, and next time when the match picks up, we'll just jump right into the Man-at-Arms, and I will leave my archery record 2-0, unscathed. Perfect score. How do you like them apples? Let's see what I did there. Is William Tell joke. He's an archer. Shot an apple off his kid's head. That's not me, though. I got I want to say pretty lucky there. I think that's just residual skills from other things carrying over. As you can see, no real downtime between matches here. I didn't have to pause the video, edit anything together. We're just jumping right back in. As I say, I think you got a little bit of a good feeling from Archer there. We might go back to it here because that was actually that was pretty cool. Up next is the Man-at-Arms. They emphasize speed over heavy armor. They utilize one-handed weapons in various configurations, blades, axes, blunt weapons, or the quarterstaff, which is like Donatello's bow staff. As I understand, is pretty beastly. We're going to go a little more traditional here. Let's do a one-handed axe, and instead of a dagger, we'll do a short sword, just in case. And they have the option of throwing knives, a firebomb, which is like a Molotov cocktail, and then a very fast round shield, or what's called a heater shield, which is basically a 5-pointed shield. Let's do that. A little more traditional, what you'll see. Now, the thing about the Man-at-Arms is that they have a quick dashing ability, that allows them to dart around. They're very fast on their feet. They swing their weapon very fast. Shield, they can be very formidable unless you get your head chopped off by an archer. Critical hits are very much a thing. You hit someone in the head, they are likely going to die. I probably just did some teammate damage on that. So this is a good opportunity to show off. You have your standard slash, your woodcutter's chop. You have your down-handed strike, more traditional overhand chopping maneuver. And then every weapon has a thrust, which not super effective with an axe as it doesn't have a thrusting point on it. Oh, and they have taken their swift revenge upon me. Another man-at-arms smashing my head in with a Morning Star, looks like, which is basically a big spiky ball on a stick. Real quick, let's just show a couple of the throwing weapons here. As you see, that gets rid of my shield, but I now have the ability to throw fire. I get one of these. You can re-ammo. There are ammo dumps throughout the map. This firebomb isn't really super effective against individual enemies. What it is effective against, however, is holding an area. As you can see, I lit that guy on fire. I even got the kill for it, as you can see up in the upper right. But it is good for holding an area. Like if you have to hold a doorway or an objective or defend the king, if you are able to fill doorways with fire, fill areas with fire, enemies are not likely to walk through it. So it's much more of a tactical thing than an actual, kill gaining maneuver, even though I did just get a kill with it before I got swatted down. Let's switch it up just a little bit more before we move on from the man-at-arms here. Whoops, sorry. I am not used to using my thumb or my fingers. I'm used to using my thumbs for all of this here, much like I would with, on Xbox Live. So apologies for the clunky navigation. Once you get the hang of it, the menus are pretty well laid out. Everything is pretty darn self-explanatory. There's really nothing all that challenging or remarkable with the interface, the UI, or just the way you play in general. And as you can see there, when you swing your weapon, the default configuration for your crosshair is that little dot. When you swing your weapon, first it's the little arrows facing right and left, and then it confirms with the little crowning arrows pointing down. That is the 4 phases or 3 phases of your swing. At any point when the 2 little arrows are pointing out from the side, I know this is insanely complicated, but this is just how in-depth this game gets. When it's still just the little arrows, you can abort your strike, actually. You can do a feint maneuver that can absolutely throw people off their guard. See how he pulls back and then stops swinging. That can get enemies to bring up their guard, and then when you parry a strike, you'll notice you don't. I'm hitting the block button, but it doesn't block forever. It's more of a parry. It's like an instantaneous kind of block, meant to be used moment to moment. So when you do that, when you feint, you are basically forcing your opponent to react, and then after they do, taking the opening and swinging on them. Not a good example there. As you saw, I did get a kill with that, but then swatted down. Not a lot of armor. These guys are very squishy. With that, let's move on here. We're getting close to the end of the round. We're actually about to win. We will do the Vanguard and the Knight. We might have to do those next round, as this match is almost over. Our team has absolutely decimated them. There's an example of some of the kind of wonky collision physics that you'll see there. You'll be fairly certain that you've got an attack dialed in, a prone opponent, and yet you still, oh, see, that one actually managed to hit, and still somehow it fails to connect. This is the end game. After you win a match, the losing team is suddenly bereft of their weapons. They have about 10 seconds to run around barehanded before you get to close in on them, go for the easy kills. They don't actually count towards your kills, but it is very gratifying, especially when you have a very tough match. very tough game, and a couple guys that are just beating the snot out of you. When you win the game, they suddenly have no weapons, and it's actually much more of a fish in a barrel scenario. Alright, so we're jumping in. It's forcing me to switch to the red team this time, which is unfortunate. I really like playing as the Agatha Knights. I kind of have a Anglophile, Anglo fetish with, you know, the medieval English, specifically knights, armor, the War of the Roses, 100 Years' War. That type of Arthurian history just really appeals to me. So here we go. We are jumped in as the Vanguard now. They are the frontline infantry troops here. They're fast. They're more heavily armored than the man-at-arms, but not so as much as the knight. They primarily use two-handed weapons that do big damage. As you can see, I've got the German Zweihander here, popular with the Landsknechts. So me just as a Templar using it, it's a bit of an anachronism, but it's a big long sword, it does a lot of damage, and I'm very fond of it. As you can see here, when you start sprinting long enough, the Vanguard will rear his weapon back. That allows you to do that jumping, swinging attack right there, which, very wild, almost very much loose cannon. You'll almost get more team kills with that than anything, but it is super effective if you can land that first blow. Of course, I did just get my head chopped off for trying it. It says, as you can see, it leaves you extremely exposed if you miss. There's the wind up, then a bit of a cooldown, and then you don't actually get to move again until you've finished the attack. So it can be, it's kind of it's a big gambit. It's a big gamble. It's throwing it all out there. The big swords here have several decided advantages. The collision physics, as you'll see, against the inanimate objects, great collision physics. You hit it, it blocks your shot. Fighting indoors, in forests and things like that, very, very tactically different, very challenging. But as you can see there, when I swipe an enemy successfully, it just goes like right through them. I really think of it more like fighting with lightsabers than fighting with actual swords, because, you know, a human body would stop your swing. Just plain and simple. I mean, unless it is razor sharp and they are a naked infant, you're going to have your swing interrupted by their body. This one, not so much. It just passes through like a credit card swipe, and so there again, I think of it like fighting with lightsabers. Anywhere along your blade is a kill area, so there again, that makes the swords extremely effective, especially when you just start swinging it around dervish style. Any touch to an enemy will do damage, and that's what makes the Vanguard so bloody effective, so unreasonably overpowered, if you ask me. Well, not, I guess I shouldn't say unreasonably, that's completely unfair. But they are overpowered, and they're the easiest class to play. They're the one I do best with. I think they're the one that everybody does best with. And that's, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a solid class. It's basically like the M16 of your arsenal here. As you can see, I'm going on a bit of a long play with them, as, well, I stand corrected. I think you got a good feel for the Vanguard there. They also have a variety of throwing weapons, throwing axes, one-handed weapons, and smoke bombs, which can be used. They do not do any damage, but they can obscure if you're trying to move on a location, you know, block archers, things like that. So they do have a tactical element to them. They are, however, much more suited to just frontline, big damage, sprint up there, and just be the first in the fight and the last one to leave. This here, however, is the Knight, the Sentinel, the big guy with a big shield and a very sharp sword. They're designed for staying power here. You can get a two-handed weapon. They also use two-handed weapons like the Vanguard, but they are slow and they don't have the advantage of that sprinting attack. Oh sweet, I just got lit on fire. I think that was by a teammate, but you can see you can't block fire. If I can at this time, this is a good time to show you, if I can draw your attention to the lower left side of the screen here, eventually. Yeah, there you go. You can see my stamina bar, the yellow one, that gets taken away every time you swing. It will regenerate if you're just walking, if you're staying put, you know, it will regenerate just fine. It will not regenerate, however, if you are blocking, if you're actively attacking, or if you're sprinting. And in fact, if you block too long and you're in combat, if you block too many strikes, your stamina will start to drain, regardless of whether you're moving or not. So it's, you know, that's very accurate. It's very tiring holding up a shield, especially if it's just getting waylaid on. But the other thing I want to show you right now is how health regeneration works. If you take a look down there, when your stamina is all the way full, if you stop moving, your health will regenerate. If you start moving, then that health regeneration stops. Oh, yeah, clever. Firebomb me while I'm staying put. I'm making a video here, you heathen. Some people have no respect. Yes, avenge him for me, teammates. Or avenge me for me, teammates. Anyway, Knight, very effective for close-in quarters, holding objectives. They do really well in the objective-based stuff when you have to push corpse wagons into water supplies. Yes, that is absolutely a thing. They are great all around once you get in the swing of their slower weapons. As I'm going to show you right now, the Maul, well, once I spawn in again. They have the most powerful weapons in the game. They come at a price, of course, as we all know. You can't have power without sacrificing speed. So I'll show that one here in just a second, and then just settle in to enjoy the rest of this round, as I think we've kind of gone over everything. As I said, I've primarily been playing this on Xbox Live lately, and just enjoying it immensely. It runs better than on my PC, as you can see here clearly in this video. I've had some frame rate issues, some pop-in issues, some texture issues. The ping on this match is probably like a 70%, and I'm still getting some screen tearing and things like that. So this is not my preferred way to play it, but I get to show you guys what it's all about. Hopefully you get a little bit of a flavor of why I like it so much. There again, not a great highlight reel, and also on PC you will notice it is a much steeper learning curve. I just totally brained that guy there. Feels good when you do, actually. It really feels good. I'm going to die. Yeah, I'm going to burn to death right now. Yep, I burned to death. Those oil pots, man. I guess I stand corrected when I say they're not really an offensive. They're more of a tactical thing, because that guy is proving me absolutely wrong. There's, you know, all different ways to play this game. I know a lot of people, some people prefer archery, you know, some people play the man-at-arms because everything else is just too slow. There again, I play a lot as the Vanguard because I can rack up a lot of kills when, you know, when I get in the right conditions, the right match against the right players. Almost nailed my homeboy there. And see, this will give me a good chance to show off here some of the depth to the combat. You can combo, you can kick, like if somebody's blocking with a shield a lot. Heavy kicks are key. The feinting, the blocking, you can turn your... I'll show that next, actually. Here, let me switch up, because the sword, or actually a two-handed weapon, will really work for this. Your character model moves pretty independently of your weapon animation. So if I start over here and I'm swinging my hammer, with a turn of the mouse, you can really add some pepper on it. You can open up the angle of attack much more significantly. Same with attacking down. I can slow my attack down. I can position it more. You know, while I'm swinging, I can adjust the angle. And these are all very finite moves that happen very, very quickly. That I can't, you know, explaining it to somebody and helping them implement it are two drastically different things. It really is something that once you get it, you get it. And until then, it's going to be just, you know, a frustrating mess of getting cut down by archers and men-at-arms here. And see, that archer got really cocky, tried to just weigh in with me with a hammer, and I smashed him. And let's see if I can draw some people out for a couple one-on-ones here, and kind of show you a little more about feinting. Oh, no, apparently not. We have been defeated. We're now taking our weapons away. If you're curious, if you really want to see, if anybody is like super interested, please let me know. I'll post some more videos of maybe some duels, some one-on-one stuff. There again, I'm not the best player in the world, so I can't really train you how to do everything. I can train you in the basics, and then you can just kind of learn on your own from there. But yeah, if you're interested, absolutely let me know. Add me as a friend, or rather, send me a message. I don't add people I don't know, so send me a message. Let's play some Chivalry. Let's bust it down like it's 15.99. I guess that'd be almost more Renaissance, but you get what I'm saying. Anyway, thanks for watching. I really hope you drummed up some excitement for it. Check it out. It's always on sale. Chivalry, Medieval Warfare. Peace out.